あの子、そば食いに来た。
男ちゃん、あいつ殿安の娘だったんだよ。
何？
お父ちゃん、生き返って。この薬で傷が治るよ。ガマの油って言ってね、すごい薬なの。もう大丈夫だよ。
I was actually just stoked to be following them around like a little kid, like sort of Richie Benno, just commentating over the radio every time they shot someone. Great shot. Yeah, it's marvellous, marvellous. Oh, that's 2 from 2, Jono. That's 2 from 2. And just absolutely taking the piss. Just providing light comedic relief to high stress situations where dudes are fucking peaking. And I just saw my mate shot a dude's fucking head off, and then that dude's children have run out of the compound and are literally picking up his brain off the ground and scooping it into their dad's skull to try and revive him, because naturally Afghan kids don't really have a concept of sort of medical science, and that was probably one of the wildest things that I've ever sort of been in the vicinity of seeing. That dude was running with an AK to try and flank us, but he didn't see the mortars team was down in the creek line just fucking waiting there tactically with good cam and concealment. So my mate shot him in the head and he kind of sardined himself into the ground, and yeah, his kids run out and is literally scooping his brains off the ground and then slapping them back into his skull, trying to revive him. And while this is all going on and there's a high stress kind of situation, the only thing that could have made that sort of whole crazy situation sort of better was a fucking cheeky joke. And naturally Skojo comes through with a cheeky little comment that makes everyone giggle, and someone said, that was the most hectic thing I've ever seen in my life. And I said, well, the part where the kids were playing fucking sandcastles with their dad's brains, that just made it so much better. And fucking shit, and if that's all my job was and that's all I had to do was just to keep the boys happy, and then now post-service in my discharge little world, if that's all I have to do to keep dudes from fucking topping themselves or crying into their beers every night because they didn't acquire any other skills and they just shut their blinds every night and say, oh, I used to be an operator and you need to respect me and fucking give me free shit because I earned it. Well, yeah, you did, bro, but you also sort of limited yourself. So if I can give those boys a cheeky giggle and remind them of the good times and the fun stories through, Bedtime Warriors, then I'm all fucking for it. So hope you enjoyed it, cunts.
What the fuck is this guy? Psychopath Phil Olivetti. Instead of the talk about a rough day at work.
It's at times like that you don't often think of funny things to say, but I did. And I turned to the rescue workers and I said...
The part where the kids were playing fucking sandcastles with their dad's brains.
That was referring to the spending the time up there being pretty rough.
That is the greatest comparison I've made on this channel, apart from the following. Vorsh and George Takei, same vibe. Again, you might think this is just a digger making jest of a terrible situation they were forced into. Well, no. Skojo is a special breed. In other pods, he talks about desperately wanting to go to war just for the violence. I mean, he signed off one of his pods with.
So go out there, pour yourself a Milo, enjoy life, and potentially go over to Ukraine and fucking fight for the Ukrainian people, not because you believe in their cause, but because you like violence, and that's okay.
So there's been an investigation into war crimes committed by the ADF in Afghanistan. The investigation found credible evidence of war crimes. There are videos of war crimes. You have soldiers on Insta with tattoos celebrating war crimes. Podcasts openly discussing lying about killing 2 investigators. So do you have any prosecutions of the war criminals? Nah. But there has been one prosecution of an Afghan veteran, David McBride, for war crimes. Well, for leaking evidence of war crimes to the media after his internal complaints went nowhere. First mistake, Dave. If you wanted to air allegations of war crimes and not face prosecution, you should have gone on Bedtime Worries with your boy Scojo. I've made many videos detailing the plight of David McBride. It's honestly astounding and scary that his prosecution is still ongoing. I highly recommend these videos. One, because there is a complete lack of press on this topic. The ABC, the outlet that first published the McBride leaks, didn't even go to his trial. And two, because the presenter is effortlessly cool. No homo.